Hello, welcome to How to Make Ubuntu Hard. Alright, step 1, data encryption. When you are installing Ubuntu, instead of choosing the erase disk and install Ubuntu option, press advanced features, use LVM with the new Ubuntu installation, and finally encrypt the new Ubuntu installation for security. The next step will then ask you to type in a security key. This security key will always be required to be keyed in every time you start up the computer, hence making the files inside the computer all the more secure. Yeah. Exactly. Afterwards, you will need to create an account. And then you need to input your name. I'll just call it like... There you go. Input a password that is good. Not short, not weak, not fair. Good. Exactly. Or strong if you want to. Once you're done installing Ubuntu, it will reboot and ask you for the security key and your password. Lockout. This process is relatively simple. Lockout basically means that after a prolonged period of inactivity, the computer itself will automatically sign out, requiring you to type in your password again, making outside use more secure. In order to turn on lockout, first access settings, type in the search bar, lock, which would have the screen privacy preferences tab. Press that and there you will find a blank screen delay. You can change it from its default 5 minutes to a maximum of 15 minutes or to a minimum of 1 minute. Or you could press never, but you wouldn't do that. Would you? Backups, another pretty simple one. Ubuntu already has a built-in backup system that is extremely easy to use. Just type in backups in the search bar, press the icon and press create my first backup. It will then ask you to classify files that are to be backed up and the files that are to be ignored. After pressing forward, you will then need to choose which storage location to back up to. I chose Google Drive, but there's other options that may suit you. While backing it up, it may ask you to install some packages, and eventually, the backup will need to access your Google account. Sign in and grant access to the Google Drive, and there you have it. Your device is fully backed up. Oh. Require a password? Oh yeah, okay then. Alright, so it's creating the first backup into my Google Drive. Let me go access my Google Drive. And yeah, there we go. You see senpai-VirtualBox. This will be the... Oh. UFW. Now this is where the terminal comes in. Ubuntu should already have UFW installed, but it isn't activated yet. So just type in sudo-i to root and type in apt install UFW just to check if it's actually installed. Once confirmed, type UFW enable and the firewall would become active and it will be enabled on system startup. AppArmor. Again, access the terminal and type in sudo apt install AppArmor, AppArmor-utils, and AppArmor-notify. I'll be using an example called certspotter, which spots certificates, I guess. Install it by typing in sudo apt install certspotter. In order to find apps that AppArmor hasn't confined yet, type in aa-unconfined space -- paranoid in root. So in order to confine certspotter, we have to make a profile for it. Type in aa-easyprof/usr/bin/certspotter, which is where certspotter is, and AppArmor will build a profile of it. Then type in aa-easyprof /usr/bin/certspotter arrow usr.bin.certspotter. Then typing in mvusr.bin.certspotter /etc/apparmor.d. Basically making a profile for certspotter and placing it into AppArmor's directory, which is what the D stand for, I guess. Type in aa-complaint certspotter to put it up for change, like bringing it to court and changing its rights. Lastly, type in aa-logprof and it will ask a series of options to decide certspotter's fate, like allow, deny, or ignore. Finally, you have restricted an app's capabilities. Browser extensions. Now we're going back to easy mode. Go to Firefox, press the 3 bars at the top right, press more tools, and finally press extensions for developers. Here, you can download as many Firefox extensions as you want. Some security extensions I recommend are Privacy Badger, HTTPS Everywhere, uBlock Origin, and Decentralize. Look out for the Firefox's seal of approval. Antiviruses. Linux is a pretty safe operating system and doesn't really need any antiviruses. But if you want to be super careful, you can install ClamAV. There are two ways to install ClamAV, throughout the website or in the terminal, which is sudo apt-get install ClamAV. Once you have downloaded ClamAV, activate it by typing in the terminal clamscan.
Oh, I see.
Which will scan your computer for viruses and log it down. Additionally, there is the much more simpler ClamTK, which has a GUI which makes scanning your files all the more simpler.
Oh, wow. No threats found. Wow, okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool.